Okay, so starting today, we are starting what I would call pain meditation and standing meditation. And we'll start as if this is the first time you're starting this. So as you walked in, I saw some of you doing certain things, like moving, gathering the chi, or actually swinging. This is excellent. Make sure that you do that before you enter and start the standing meditation. Unless for some reason you feel that you should actually just start without any movement. And that really depends from person to person, from day to day. But follow what your body really wants. But in general, these are the things that I recommend. Make sure that you take care of your knee joints. Make sure that you take care of your waist. And make sure that you take care of your shoulders. And so just as we start, we'll just start very easily. So follow after me. So just very easily swing. And this is the midsection that allows you to move your hips and your shoulders. And it allows you to move your waist. It may be the very first thing you do when you get up in the morning. And then as you feel it loosening, increase the range of motion. Now, watch this carefully as you do this, and this is actually really good. Maya, can you continue doing what you're doing? Watch your arms. This is actually really good. Do you see how, if you watch your arms, if I were to actually catch this, do you see how, like watch this, like if I were to catch this, do you see how it just keeps going? See, it's like just swinging. There's no control on it, and you can see that she's not bringing her arms about. It's just swinging across. Yes, and so watch this. If I just stand here, and if I actually just move it across like this, this is the right idea. Now the thing that you don't want to be doing is this. Yeah, I know that when you look at this, like me doing it like this, it looks unnatural. But the thing is that a lot of the times when people move, this is how people move. It's just something that naturally happens for one reason or another. So first thing is that as you move, make sure that there's no control. Make sure that you feel that your hips and your shoulders are not caught up. Because unless you can feel that, you will not be able to feel what natural is. Because you won't know what it feels like to just swing your limbs. And unless you know what it feels like just to swing your limbs, you will not know what that sensation is like. And unless you know what the sensation is like, you will not be able to replicate it when you're not moving. That's the key. And this is the reason why you're doing this. Jeff, let me borrow your limbs just for a second. Okay, just leave it on my arm completely. Just completely leave it on my arm. Yeah, there. So, watch this. See do you see how it's still hanging? So completely drop it. This arm is mine. Yeah. See, it's actually, see here? Do you see how the drop reaction is still slow? The shoulder is actually still holding this up. Yeah, there. Now this is actually a little bit better. See, do you see how there's still a delay reaction? Yeah, watch this. Yeah, there. Yeah, there. Now this is good. And so this was a good demonstration right here. This is a good demonstration. So now once a human being knows what it feels like to drop something, they can actually stand in one place and replicate this sensation. See, now Yeah, that's better. Now here it's a little caught up. Right there it's a little caught up. See, you can, when you try and replicate the dropping motion, you can see where it's caught up. There. So anyways, I think you kind of get the idea. So for a big portion of Tai Chi, oh, you're going to say something?
Nothing.
Oh, I see. So for a big portion of Tai Chi, just learning how to let go like this, just learning how to just drop like this, where, you know, wherever it is, see, right here, your arm has to be so close to just dropping. Your arm has to be so close to dropping. And that sensation that somebody else is holding up your arm and then you're about to drop, that's actually what you're practicing when you're doing this. That sensation. And that sensation, once you practice it, has to carry over into all things. Now, this is the interesting thing. This is the interesting thing. Jeff, let me borrow you one more time. You're going to be the star today. my course star. So here, watch this. When somebody, now can you relax? Yeah, there. Drop the knees. Good. And then I'm going to. When a human being is about to collapse to the floor and has a sensation, collapse to the floor, and they're about to drop, and the sensation is still not quite there. Yeah, drop completely. Yeah, there. Yeah, there, good. When they're having the sensation, yeah, their mind lets go. And that sensation of ever falling and falling and falling and falling is actually when the mind goes still. Does that make sense? When you're falling and falling and falling, and you don't care, and you're going into further and further into emptiness, a human being is letting go of control further and further and further and further and further. It's a very interesting mechanism. It's the same place. This is the reason why human beings experience when they slip on a banana and they go vertical and everything seems to go still and everything seems beautiful as you're falling and you know it's got to be hurting. This is the reason why. And so, in a sense, if you can't replicate falling, then you don't have a still mind. You should be ready to fall at any moment. You're replicating falling at every moment. So, okay, so this kind of gives us a basis. So we'll just start here. We're not going to go much deeper because this is as deep as it's going to go, I guess. But we're not going to add a whole lot of things. Play with this, and we'll just play with this idea. So now let's do this one more time. Your arms. See, feel like what it feels like your arms to just be dangling and just move like this. And don't hold your breath while you're doing this. It's so easy to hold your breath in an attempt to try and relax. Yeah, just doing this, you'll notice your shoulders let go. Your shoulders are just relaxed just by moving forward, just by completely letting go. Yeah, it's the attempt to control that creates criticism. It's the attempt to control that creates all the control mechanisms. And ironically, so the less you try and control, the more the mind lets go. And that's what you're trying to do with your joints, just by doing this. So now, Stacy, if you can actually try this. See, watch this. Just move your hips and they'll move opposite. Yeah. And then Jeff, try and do the same thing here. So here are your hips, and then watch this. Yeah. If you feel you look silly, you're about right. Yeah. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Yeah. And so here, you can actually move your knees a little bit more, and then the hands come up. Yeah. And then if you go like this, and then your arms start moving differently. And here's some depth. Okay, good. Did anybody feel, as you're noticing your body moving like this, that your mind went still? Did anybody notice that? What did you say?
I felt my body feel better.
Oh, you felt your body feel better? Yeah, that's going to happen too. Did anybody notice that when you're falling, that your mind just started resting? Okay, yeah. See, when you're falling, like when you have the sensation, when you're just swinging, it's the same sensation as you're falling. I don't know whether you notice, whether you realize this, but think about this. When you're actually falling and you let go, then you're totally resting. Does that make sense? When you're falling, you're actually resting. When you're falling, you can actually rest. Your mind actually goes still. So this is now bringing it into movement, and I will show how this correlates with standing meditation if you haven't already figured it out. But standing meditation is the act of falling. It's not the act of standing. You're actually standing in a manner where you feel that you're falling further and deeper and deeper and deeper, so your mind can rest. And unless your body is falling, you're not really resting. So you have to stand as if you're consistently falling. Okay, that's good enough for today. Tomorrow and the day after, when you walk in, before you stand, just make sure your body feels that it's falling. Just make sure that when you move, you get a little bit of movement in, so that you feel like your joints are starting to flow. Because when you're falling, ironically, your body actually also starts flowing. And the energy starts flowing. And your body is not so caught up anymore. Go ahead.
Explain like falling more?
Falling more?
I have an idea. I just slipped on the ice the other day.
Oh, great.
And that instant when you slip is the falling feeling.
Yes.
And then you get the next part, which is, oh my gosh, it's going to really hurt. But what I did was I didn't fall, but I was like a slow-mo kind of, yeah. So it's right in that instance.
Yeah, right in that instance. Yeah. You know, the next time you slip, notice it. For a moment.
It's
actually a good thing. It's a good lesson. It's really a good lesson. Don't resist.
Let it happen, okay.
Yeah, you know, right as I was saying this, I'm realizing, maybe this is not such a wise thing to tell you. Like, go slip. But just notice this. See, every moment is such a great opportunity. The moment while you're slipping, your mind goes empty. It's right after the quiet comes, after that you go, oh, blah, blah, blah. Whatever comes after. It's a moment while you're slipping, your mind is completely empty. Because your brain is discombobulated. Because what's happening is that your brain just received new information that it was not expecting, which means that it woke up. Did that make sense? It woke up. See, yeah, that's actually the problem. Most people are sleeping all the time. See, people, when they're walking and they walk around, they're in a state of hypnosis. Most of the time, you know, you're asleep because you're caught up in your mind. You're somewhere else. You're not here. You're not actually here because you're feeling the floor and you're actually really working on receiving the information. What's happening with most of you is you're thinking, okay, I'm going to extend my foot here, and then it's going to feel like this. And so there's a certain expectation that forms. Instead of actually just feeling your body and actually really living in what the information is really happening to you right now. And the moment you slip, that mind collapses on itself. Why? Because you just found that it's not true. Whatever your mind was expecting is not true. And the moment your mind finds out that whatever it was expecting is not true, you're in the now.
So it's like heightened alertness.
Yes, it's heightened alertness. It's heightened alertness. Yeah, you're fully there. You can't be found nowhere else until afterwards you start going, oh my gosh. But to think about what it goes back to, the oh my gosh is another control mechanism. You're resisting the falling now. And so now you have an anticipation of what's going to happen. You're not in the now. You're basically going, you have preconceived notion. It's going to be great. It's going to be bad. It's going to be this. Yeah, or whatever. And then you're resisting it the entire way down. And if you don't, then things are different. So yeah, so that was a great example. That was a great example. So every moment you're falling, and every moment you're not caught up in expectation, and so you're basically ready to be surprised at any time because you're not caught up in your thoughts. That was great, excellent. I guess another way to say is wake up. Wake up. Okay, excellent.